This is the
Time Maker Radio Show.
Last night we had
Okay.
we had a great audience, great group of people in.
Okay, we're here. Guess what? We're almost out of time because I will say this.
But they finally get to see that you're a real human being. Well, they're getting to know.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, jury, I bet you don't know what it is. And I'm.
Now is C.L.Bryant, former NAACP president, creator of the film Runaway Slave. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing fantastically well, Sean. Thanks for having me on again.
You're still a pastor,
You're still
right?
a pastor, right?
Oh, absolutely, Sean.
Yeah.
And
all right.
yes.
Oh, now, where do you pastor
Where do
your
you
church?
pastor church?
Our church, Sean, is called One Nation Back to God, and I am an associate pastor at Word of God Ministry in Shreveport, Louisiana. Our senior pastor is James A. McMillan, and I serve there proudly.
I go to your church.
Everybody goes there, churches, and
you're a good man. I know
good
that.
Man.
I bet you get pretty
But you get
fiery
pretty good
sermon
fiery
preacher.
sermon.
I know you're pretty
pretty
outspoken.
outspoken.
We do the best we can, Sean, with the help of the Lord.
All right, let me ask you this. So
Let me ask
they
you a
had
question.
this battle this week.
Meanwhile,
we know the lowest learner pled the fifth. Jesse Jackson said it was
racist.
You know, when
real
real racism
racism
comes up
has
and
not been people
misuse this word,
your word.
I think it
really
hurts the cause
of the racist.
Don't you?
Don't you think so?
It absolutely does. And what Elijah Cummings did was basically sucker punch the United States House of Representatives by masterfully manipulating and exploiting the race card. And Darrell Issa actually fell into that trap of being manipulated through white guilt. And it's been a tool that black folks, black liberals and progressives have used on the white populace for quite a long time. And it's working very effectively even now.
Yeah.
Well, so then how should people answer this question? Now, they since made friends, but how should Darrell Issa
handle this?
I think Darrell Issa should stand up for what had happened there. We have an employee of the United States being called in before the People's Congress, and she is being asked to answer questions about her activity, and she is not doing it. There's nothing racist about that, but what Cummings was able to do was actually change the channel. When the heat got hot, he has been hired, and you see these congressmen and other people, black people in particular, who have been elected to office by the Democrat Party. Their job throughout the 6 years of this presidency has been to take the heat and turn it down whenever we are just about to make a breakthrough and get some truth as to what's going on in this administration.
What do you think? Why is the unemployment in the black community twice what it is for the rest of the world?
It is because your black leaders have followed the same leadership. And Sean, that is one thing we should really address in this country. How come there has to be black leaders? You're Irish. Where are the Irish leaders? Where are the English leaders? Where are the Italian leaders? How come black folks always have to have someone leading them somewhere? How come we can't be judged on the merit of our individual achievements, the content of our character? We've been following that leadership for 50 years, and this is what it has gotten us. 95% of the black vote has traditionally now, for 50 years, gone to the Democrat Party. And what we have gotten in return for that? High unemployment rate. And regardless of what you think about abortion as a political issue, when you think about 43% of all abortions being performed on black babies, and with only 12% of the population, something's wrong with that figure, and something's wrong also with that unemployment rate.
You mentioned Martin Luther King earlier. You quoted him. What did you think of Spike Lee's rant about gentrification in Brooklyn and Harlem, etc.? I've never thought, for years we've always heard complaints that supermarket chains, drugstore chains, and people won't invest in high crime neighborhoods or predominantly minority neighborhoods. So people are investing money and time and resources and energy in creating jobs, and they're increasing property values. It creates an environment where these bigger stores are now willing to take chances and move in, and he's complaining about it. Why is that a bad thing?
The attack on the wealthy, the attack on big business has turned into a business for so many in the black community. What it does, it creates and keeps a mentality of codependency on us, on those who have led black people to a point where they are victims. And even when there are businesses that come into the black community to help liberate them, they act as though they are Stockholm Syndrome victims. They actually turn on the person who has come to liberate them. I experienced this. I'm a trained counselor, and I experienced this many times with people who have been abused, women who have been abused, men who have been abused. When you try to come between them and the person who is abusing them, many times they turn on you. And this is exactly what you're seeing with Spike Lee. He's not going to be hurt by the lack of business opportunity in those communities. He's welcome, but he is there to keep a certain group of people down, and they're doing their job very well.
Let me go to some of our phone calls here. Horace is a regular caller. He's a friend in Atlanta, even though he's a big liberal
stupid
pastor.
liberal.
And he's got an incredible, in Smyrna, Georgia, he's got an incredible rib place that he has there. What's going on?
What's going on, Horace?
Not much. How you doing, Sean?
That's my favorite barbecue place in Atlanta.
Oh, man, we had our 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, I know. Thanks to me, I'm keeping you
February.
Thanks for me. I don't hear no words out of you.
Keeping you afloat.
You afloat.
You have been. You've been doing a lot better. You've been helping us more than any other personality in Atlanta.
And I am a conservative helping you and your business because the product is superb. The ribs are fantastic.
Yes, you have.
All right, but anyway, say hi to C.L.Bryant.
Say hello to C.L.Bryant.
I'm doing fantastic. I've eaten those ribs too.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. What's on your mind?
Keep on spreading the word.
Well, what's up?
What's on your mind?
Well, I am disappointed in Elijah Cummings, and I'm a little disappointed with the president and his response to this, after the Ukraine thing, because
Pastor, praise the Lord. Horace might be waking up.
Oh,
there's hope. There's hope. They're gone. There's hope.
And more black people across the country who are beginning to wake up.
I wouldn't say,
Yes.
I still support the president. I'm not saying I don't, but what I wish that we would have a stronger response. I mean, I think that you just can't allow people to cross the line. You can't have line steppers.
What does the line have something to do with it?
I don't have the information that he has, and I respect him, and I think he's a very intelligent man. I'm sure he's surrounded by a lot more smarter people than me. So I would think that he's making a very educated decision. But me personally, I would just like to see a stronger response. And I think that we would need to have a more united response. I would expect something from a lot of our world leaders to kind of stand up to this and say, look, you can't do this. Does that make sense?
The president has been a weak-willed leader from the word go. And this is, I don't take any pleasure, per se, in saying that about him. I am just saying that our grandparents, our great-grandparents, when they looked towards the day when there would have been a person of color in the White House, all I'm saying is they deserve better than this man. They deserve better than what they have done.
Well, I think that he's done some things that other people just have turned their back on. I think he's tried to help people that can't help themselves, and that's commendable in its own.
Come on, Horace. Think of something else.
Working jobs to be
created.
We're creating jobs.
Wait, let me finish.
We've been growing.
Horace, let me finish, okay?
That's not what's
This
happening.
is what's happening in the
More
world
Americans
today.
independent than ever before. Fewer jobs available. Lowest labor participation rate. You hear me say this every day. But
too many times.
Morris, I got to run, man. We love you.
I gotta go.
Sean. Appreciate you.
All right, Lisa next, Oklahoma, for Pastor C.L.Bryant. What's going
C.L.Bryant,
on,
you're on the air.
Lisa, how are you?
What's up?
Hey, I'm doing good. I was just calling in response to the state legislator comment yesterday at Calvin Holmes, because my daughter had a boyfriend. She's white, he was black, and they got pregnant, and she was trying to decide what she should do. It never crossed her mind or our mind to ever consider aborting that baby, because we knew right away that baby's family, regardless of anything.
Yeah.
I want to ask the pastor about that. Did you
Let me
hear
ask the
that,
pastor about
pastor,
it,
that this
that
guy,
this guy-
Calvin Holmes, well, here's what he said.
Who said?
Let me play it
You
for you.
ask the people in here now to raise their hand that those who are against abortion, 99% of all of the white people in here gonna raise their hand that they are against abortion. On the other hand, 99% of the whites that are sitting in here now, if their daughter got pregnant by a black man, they gonna make their daughter have an abortion. They ain't gonna let her have the baby. Now I know you listen, you know the truth sometimes hurts. I know it's hard to say that. 99% of those of you sitting in here now, if your daughter got pregnant by a black man, you gonna make her have an abortion. You not gonna let her have the baby.
All right, let's go.
Right.
What's your reaction to that, CL?
That's your CL.
That is ignorant and irresponsible, Sean. My good friend, Jenny Thomas, it is absolutely true. My good friend, Jenny Thomas, and of course, I have been in an interracial marriage for over 35 years. And let me tell you something, Sean, it made my blood boil when this man called Justice Thomas and Uncle Tom for having a white wife. In 2014 America, you mean to tell me this is where an elected official to a state house, this is where his mindset is, and that's the same type of tool that this administration has used, the race card, over and over. My good friend, Deneen Borelli, you're a good friend. We have had to battle this type of thing, and will battle this. It has to die out in this country.
All right, Lisa, I hope
Lisa,
that answers your question. Your question. D is in New York City. The All News 710 WOR. You're on with you, D.
You're on here.
WOR.
Thank you.
Thank
D.
you.
Great to be here.
Thanks for being here.
I'm just loving what felt like a sitcom that I would have spit out when I was drinking when I heard the president question Mr. Putin's interpretation or violation of international law, when there used to be an old saying about pot and kettle that's no longer politically correct, but my goodness gracious, if he's in violation of constitutional law, lawyers in a Supreme Court that says that he's in violation, but he challenges Mr. Putin to have a different set of lawyers as well. I mean, good lordy D.
CL, you want to respond?
CL, you want to respond?
Yes, this President Sean and D has wanted everybody to go on some type of apology tour. He wants white folks to apologize for what happened with the grandparents enslaved 149 years ago. He wants America to apologize for being the greatest success story the world has ever known. And it creates weakness. It creates a vacuum. And if we don't do something in the 2014 election cycle, America can, in fact, fundamentally change. And that is what this president had promised us when he first begun to run for office.
All right, I hope that answers your question. Thank you, D, for being there. Pastor, you're a good man. We always appreciate having you on. We appreciate when you come up to the TV show. You're always welcome.
Always welcome.
And thanks so much. God bless you. Keep us in your prayers, and we got to take